sign. That's where I am right there. Anyone take any guesses? Got a few things we got to deal with here. We're going to be stranded for a few hours, maybe a good portion of the day. I'll explain that one here in a minute. Not a big deal, but part of it we can fix and part we can't fix. And this TA, which is, if you guessed it, Iowa I-80 truck stop, which is an amazing truck stop. I didn't go inside this time though, because every time I go inside I end up spending money. So I didn't go inside. But if you have to be stranded somewhere for a little while, it's not a bad place to be stranded. The reason we're stranded is pretty freaking ridiculous. Let's see if you can see it. Go further out and see if you guys can see. Keep looking. Maybe you can see right up there on that side, that running light is out. It was really dim last night when I picked up this load. When I did my pre-trip or inspection on the trailer, it was really dim. But it was on, it was there. And it wasn't like blinking or anything. And then this morning, walk back there, check the lock, you know, just walk around the trailer. Like 4:30 a.m. that light was off. So, and there was nowhere to get it fixed because it was so early. So I just rolled with it because I didn't really have any choice. I've worked on these before. Those I can usually, you know, I've like taped up, put electrical tape on wires. I've gotten those to work. Usually unplugging it, plugging it back in, I can get them to start blinking. These lights right here, I've been able to go and mess around with those wires and get them to work. I can sometimes do some stuff with those lights, but those lights up there, I can't do nothing with those. No way, no how. So that's our first problem. And of course you have a simple little light change. They got all the equipment. You see right over there? There's not a single truck in any of those bays. Not one truck. You can go in there and say, hey, we just got to get this light fixed on a trailer. 4 hours. 4-hour wait. Not one single truck in those bays. So I don't know if everybody just called in sick or what. 4 hours. That's our first problem. Second problem is, last couple days, every once in a while we hit a bump on the road. We get a low beam fault and the headlight goes out. It was the right headlight, and then you turn it off and turn it back on, and the headlight comes back on. So we're pretty new with Peterbilt. With Freightliner, you didn't get any kind of warning or anything. The light just went out, and you could tell hopefully you could tell on the road, and you pull over and change it. With the Peterbilt, it seems that it gives you a fault. If someone knows better, let us know, but it seems that fault is telling you that the headlight's going bad. So Jenna is our headlight expert. She always changes our headlights. I've never changed one single headlight. She's changed every single headlight. She's giving me an evil look. She's changed every single headlight on a Freightliner, and now she's getting a good taste of changing headlights on the Peterbilt. But one thing we learned on the Freightliner is that anytime you change one headlight, you might as well just change them both. Because in, I think, every instance with the Freightliner, right? Every time the Freightliner headlight went out, the other one went out like...
within like a day.
Yeah, like...
or even sometimes a couple of hours. It's just bad headlight luck. I don't know.
It's like they're talking to each other or something. So, so anyway, she changed the other one, which the other one was the one giving us problems.
So to start on this, unlike the Freightliner where you're doing some like serious contortion to get into where the bulbs are, there's this beautiful little panel here that's
not only that, but there's plenty of room here. In a Freightliner, you got to turn the tire, or there's bugs out here, sorry about that. You gotta turn a tire, jump over a tire. You couldn't stand there like this in the Freightliner, but the Peterbilt has a ton of room right there. And you got this nice nifty panel. It takes a while to screw off. I'll show you guys over on the other side while she's doing that. They do take the same headlight bulbs, so we actually were able to keep our bulbs from the Freightliner. H11 I think they are, but oh, she's got it over there. So they do take the same bulbs for low beams.
Another important thing when you're changing your headlights and getting into things, always put your stuff in the same place so you don't accidentally lose a part or drive off and run over your own parts. But voila, look how beautiful that is.
Look at that, guys.
Now I have access to the headlights.
So you got your low beam, your high beam, and a nice handy little cap right there.
Which anybody who's familiar with the Freightliner, you would know, like there's like a little rubbery thing that you have to like finagle and bend in, and nobody can ever get it to seal right ever again after they open it.
Look at that. And boom, there's your headlight.
With plenty of cord so you can move it around, unlike the Freightliner.
Yeah, now, one thing we learned, we actually know someone that their headlight caught on fire. What happened with that?
Okay, so a lot of people don't know when you're changing headlights, never touch the bulb itself with your bare hands, because the oil, moisture from your skin, whatever, it can actually shatter the glass when the bulb gets hot, and it can either blow out your bulb or catch the entire assembly on fire. Also, the other thing that will do that is if you don't make sure it's properly seated in here. A lot of people, because there's these little pins on the bulb, they'll just kind of get it in there and be like, oh, okay, it's not moving, it's in there, and it'll rattle around, and if it hits anything, you know, and starts getting hot, like metal or plastic, the person that we know that caught it on fire, number one, they changed the bulb without gloves, and they touched the bulb, and number two, they admitted that they didn't get it to seat right, and they were driving down the road and smelt burning copper, and their entire assembly was on fire. So really important to make sure that you wear gloves, and not these gloves. I actually have like medical gloves in my pocket. As soon as I get this old one off, I'm gonna put that on before I mess with the new bulb. But like he said, we're changing both at the same time, just because without fail, every time I've ever changed one bulb, it's within like a day or a couple hours that the next one will go out. And I've had that happen to me. I was on the side of the road in Colorado, changed one bulb, got to the truck stop, and the next bulb was out, and it's just like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that fire thing, guys, that's not just something on the internet. I mean, we literally know someone whose entire headlight assembly caught on fire. So when you grab that new bulb, you're getting ready to put that in and replace your bulb, make sure you just put on a new pair of rubber gloves. Don't get the oil on your hands all over that bulb, because they run hot, guys. Well, I'm at 9 minutes, so
You don't have to do the whole thing of me fighting with it, but for people who don't know how to get this bulb off, this is always a pain. I always use a multi-tool so I don't snap my fingernails off, but you push down and then you want to release this at the same time. So you got to push that little black piece down, and I just use a multi-tool to pop it and then move it, because nothing hurts worse than ripping a fingernail back.
So there's your headlight lesson for Peterbilt from Jenna. So yeah, the headlight thing, hopefully that's going to fix our fault that we're running into. Like I said, if someone knows Peterbilt's better than we do. We've only had this Peterbilt for almost 30,000 miles now. Pretty sure that's what that fault means, is that headlight was going bad. It says low beam fault. Like I said, if you turn the headlights off and back on, the fault goes away, but it's progressively getting worse, and that headlight would go off when that fault comes on. So I don't know, it could mean that it was loose in there or that it was going bad. I don't know. But hopefully replacing the headlights will resolve that issue. And like I said, anytime we replace one, even though they're expensive, we just replace them both, because now it happened to her when she was driving. Both bulbs went in a day. With me, I had one headlight go out on me on California, and 2 days later the other headlight went out. So I don't know, take it for what it's worth. In our experience, we just changed them both. Peterbilt, much easier to change the headlight. Not that it's really difficult with the Freightliner, but much easier to change that. So with that bulb up there, being able to do that. So with it being a 4-hour wait just to get in there, we're probably just gonna chill out and get some sleep or something. Like I said in my last video, we are on a great meat load from Nebraska to PA. $1.90 a mile, I think. By the way, we were in Cargill in Nebraska. Usually I don't mention company names that we're at, but mega hat tip to this Cargill. Cargill, not sure how it's pronounced. Third time we've been there. The first 2 times in and out within hour and a half. This time, no joke guys, I'm not kidding. I actually put it in my Google review. We were in and out of there in 30 minutes in a meat plant. And that was a drop-in hook, but still, we were there like 6 hours before the drop dead time. In and out of there. Trailer dropped, they had a washout. You take the trailer over to the washout, drop it there. They had already given us a trailer number once we went through the guard shack. We went and got that trailer, went back to the guard shack, got our paperwork, less than 30 minutes. So that's not an experience you get often, so pretty incredible. Anyway guys, so yeah, here at I-80, probably be here well into the evening. Fortunately, we have plenty of time on this load, and that's our update. So thanks for watching guys. Be safe, make good decisions, and as always, drive to thrive.